So I think I'll still monitor it after like 10 minutes or thereabout. Okay. That being said, we can then do some form of analysis. So for instance, I think in the previous assessment, we said you should convert the segment to capital to uppercase, right? So let's say we do select all, then we'll say segment, or let's just say segment, then all the table from financial underscore data set. Now there's a function, I think there's a function called upper, if I'm and let me see, I think it has to come after this. Yeah, so there's a function I think called upper, and what it does is to convert all the text there to uppercase. Let me run it and see. So we will have two segments actually here, but one is upper. So the next thing we should do is to convert, if I remember correctly, in the assessment we did a conversion of our segment to upper. So what we can then do is to update our table. So we want to hard code it inside our table. We'll say set our segment table, right? Our segment column. We want to say to what? We'll just say upper, then we will now put the segment, and that's all. We're just converting every information inside the segment column into uppercase. When I run it, you can see it's successful. Now if I view my table, my financial data set table, you can see we have converted it to uppercase. We said we should remove Montana, right? I think in the we said we should remove Montana. So if we want, we can create from the main table, we can create a virtual table. That's one way to go about it. So we'll create a virtual table or a temporary table. You call it a temporary table. So I can say virtual or temporary table. Temporary table. That's one way to go about it. Now, in order for us to create a temporary table, we'll say create view. Then we'll call the name of the view. So we can say financial cleans pass. Then we'll now say as. Then we will now give, where do you want to get the table from? We say select all from financial underscore data set. Sorry please, just give me a minute or two. So we are going to create a view, the name of the view, and we'll now say as. Then where are we getting this view from? We'll now give a query of where we are getting the view from, which is financial table, and we can then run this. So you can see created view, financial clean, that's the view. Now this is a temporary table, it's not going to show here. However, if I want to view my temporary table, view temporary table, I can then say select all from this time around. My temporary table's name is called financial underscore cleaned, and if I run it, you can see what's going to happen, right? But the problem now is I wanted to remove Montana. I actually forgot. So what we're supposed to now do is to say, I'll go back to my create view query. I'll now say where not. I'll now say product equal to Montana. So where product is not equal to Montana, I'll run it again. Okay, so it's saying that my financial table already exists, so I think I'll just say drop view, and I'll say financial cleaned, I think, and run it. So it has dropped it, right? So if you want to drop a table, you can just use the drop function. So you can either say drop table, but I don't want to do that. I'll just say drop table, then I'll call the name of my table will be what? Financial underscore data set, and it's going to delete that table completely. But please don't do this. We don't want to do that. But I wanted to drop my view, and I call, so you say drop view, then the name of the view. So now I can then create my view again, where product is not Montana. I'll run it. It has created it, and I'll now run my query for view my temporary table. Oh, okay. So I think I used the wrong syntax here. I'm going to drop this view again, and I'm going to say is not would be is not, I think is hyphen, yeah, is a exclamation and equal to is not, I think. I'll run it. Why is it telling me that zero affected? That is weird. It's not actually supposed to. Huh. Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, let me quickly browse why this is not working. How there is no space here? Montana. And this is weird. I'm going to look at my data set. I want to understand why um, Montana is. Most likely I'm the one writing the wrong syntax. Let me go to my where my file is out. I just want to observe something. Okay, so this is my CSV file. Let me open it. Oh, there's a space here. No wonder. Can you see the space? No wonder it is not is not seeing it. So I'm not going to. Okay, but I think I'll need to trim that particular data. So I think there's a space. Let me drop it again. I don't know, for some reason it just gave it. So I'll say space, then I'll give another space here, and I'm going to run my create. It's still telling me that zero affected. It's supposed to affect like some. Oh, so it's saying that 600 and it returns 607. So there's no Montana. So I think it's because of the space that is there, and it's now important for me to actually what I'm going to do is, so I think I recognize that there's a space in between. So I think I am going to use what they call a function. I think trim also exists here. Let me see. Select all, then comma trim. Yeah, so trim exists here. So I want to see what I want to trim is the product. Then I'll say from financial claim. Sorry, I'm just trying out something. I'll now say where print equal to partial. Let's see if this will work. Run. So unknown trimmed. Okay, so I'll just say trim. Okay, so I can say where trimmed equal to this, but I'm going to say select all from. I will now create a subquery. Don't worry about this as, let's say, tab again. I just want to see if it works. Okay, so it does work. So the trim function actually works. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to update my financial cleaned table, my temporary table. I'll just say update. I think I'm able to do that. So update financial cleaned. I will now say set product equal trim, and I will now trim my product. So I just want to remove the trim, will just remove any white space, and that's all. If I run, it has updated, so that's trimmed. Then if I then now view my table, it works. You might not notice any visible changes. However, if I now say where I now give a condition where product, I don't need to put a space like the way I put where Montana is this. So I'll say where product is not partial. So I don't need to put a space now. And all I just need to do is to end it with a semicolon, and let's see. So you can see if we check, we are not going to see any partial here under the product. Right. So it means that I have removed my white space. I can also say where not product, and it's still going to give me the same thing. So if I check, so you using exclamation equal to is the same thing as using not product equal to. Do you have any questions before we continue? This is too much, right? Is it too much?
Sir, we are lost already.
What are you lost?
The thing is plenty.
It's plenty, just out of you.
Yeah, see, there are a lot of syntax at the same time going on.
But do you understand what we are trying to achieve? We are just manipulating table data while playing with table. We are playing with table. So unfortunately, it's not as easy as what you do in Excel. Like I said, you'll be dealing with millions of rows of data. You understand? So these are the most easiest way to actually achieve some of these um, some of these processes, unfortunately. Um, so let me see. With this, you can actually do a lot of categorization. So if you want to know, for instance, let me just do some computation, then we'll stop. So let's say we want to know the total sales. Now we'll now say select all, or we'll just say select. We'll now say want to know total sales. So if you are saying total sales, it means that sum of what? Sum of the column name called sales from, now mind you, from our temporary table financial underscore cleaned. So this will give us the total sales, right? And you see total sales. Now you see some sales. So it's telling us that we have about, this is not readable, but 103,335,548. Now we can then do some categorization if we want. We can say we want to know the country that made the most sales. We will now say select, I think country, right? Comma, then sum of sales. Now, then maybe we can say sum of profit. We want to know the country that made the most profit, right? Now we can say it's just advisable that if you are doing any aggregate, you give a temporary name or an alias. So I can say as appear as total profit and total sales. Then I will now say from financial clean table. Now if I run this, it's going to give me some, I think, some error. Now the reason is, what I'm doing is trying to aggregate, and I'm aggregating by a country. So I'm doing a cumulative sum by a country. So literally what I'm doing is the equivalent of sum if based on country as a criteria. So I have to then group by that particular condition. So I'll group it by what? By country. Now once I do that, I run it, you can then see that it is more easy to view, there's no error. Now you see this sum, I can actually round it to, I can do a round. It's a function, round maybe to 2 decimal. I'll do the same thing because I want it to be readable. I'll just round to 2 decimal places, and I can then run my syntax, and you can see it is readable. Now, for me to know who had the highest sales, all I just need to do is just to order by total sales, and I think this should work. So I can order by the, instead of me to say round sum sales comma 2, I can order by the alias that I gave it. So let's see the one that made most profit. The most sales is okay, this is in ascending order, so automatically it's an ascending order. In order for me to put ascending, I'll just say ASC. But in descending order, I want to see the people that made the most sale to come up first. I'll run it. So you can see Canada made the most sales. We don't exactly know if Canada made the most profit. However, let's say I only want to see the first two. In descending order, that I'll now put a limit. A limit will just give me the number of limits I want to set from top to bottom. So depending on the number of rows I want to only show. So maybe if I put limit of 2, it's going to show me only the first 2 rows. And you can see. Now, if I want to know the most, the country that sold the highest, all I just need to do is just to put 1, and it give me the first row. And yeah, basically this is how you do data manipulation, and it is pretty interesting. So what we're actually going to do now is we are going to, the same question we answered using this same data set in Excel, we are going to answer this same question using my SQL. That's my mySQL in this case, and most likely you will get some experience from it. Before, I think I'm going to stop here, then you guys can ask questions if you want. Oh, it is recording. It is recording. It is recording. Any questions?
So I have a question. When you watch the video, ask the question again.
You better watch it today, because tomorrow I think we'll answer some questions, then I'm going to give you the rest of the questions to respond to. And what you are going to do is to send me the so excuse me, is to send me the syntax of how you answered the question. So what I'm just going to do today is just to copy everything here, and I'll send it to you. Jessica, out of you, any questions?
I have a question, but